Aloha and welcome to Prince John Internet TV. Today, as usual, I'm going to go in depth on different aspects of the soulmate and take it to the next level. It's time to dress and act like a prince or a princess every time that we are out, my brothers and sisters. Let everyone know. Notice the way you speak and disassociate with anyone who doesn't think of themselves as a really sacred being, a prince or princess. Now, do light work to disseminate any stress and divinely balance your life so that it becomes that you don't feel like you need uh, things like drinking alcohol or smoking marijuana in order to really be able to enjoy life. Now, this doesn't mean it'll always be easy. Sometimes working a 12-hour day will help to open up a new door so I can work less in the future, for example. Or, for instance, get into an accident and during the hospital recovery, maybe write some ideas or contemplate life. Um, there are surprises in life. Sometimes they might be referred to as problems, but without them, I believe life would be boring. Now, remember to keep children and elders around you so that you're not prone to engage in non-familial actions based around family and, having a realistic long-term relationship with somebody who's similar age and discretion, and use online communicating to make sure there's no chance of seduction. It's just watch out for the warning signs. And I recommend not even hanging out with any anyone who you're, attracted to or a member of the opposite sex. You know, and compete with yourself. If you're feeling like there's something missing, at work, you can always improve your own work. Don't wait for somebody else to recommend it. Be your own boss. If somehow I leave my body early and die, remember that I am God and I am not gone. And I encourage you not to feel like you lost, a hero or a spiritual, healer, because I believe the only thing that belongs to a person is their soulmate. And this is why when my soulmate dies, if she dies before I will humanely commit suicide to my body. I don't worry about exercising, etc., because being God, I can perfectly handle a situation and put John in a place where he'll, always. It makes it easy to and clear choices. It also has to do with meditative state and clearing the mind. Being able to quickly pick up signals and listen to your feelings. Also, protect the relationship that you will have with your future soulmate. Find disqualifying factors for people around, when you're, in social settings. For instance, ask yourself, is this person my soulmate? Would I feel comfortable with others seeing us, or would I like being with this person, or am I simply like interested, like she has a nice ass, or it's a more short-term thing. Let us as men unite and you know, form a brotherhood. Uh, Contact me if you're interested in being a part of, my personal, you might call it, I'll be your spiritual doctor, and um, you can compensate me to what you can afford, and basically I would have a number of clients be my that would I would be a spiritual doctor for, and this would qualify me as being somebody similar to a pastor of a church or a psychologist. It just somebody who it would be me, and then I'd invite all my clients out, all men. I'd invite them all to hang out, kind of like a brotherhood, and I'd be like, in a sense, a patriarch. But it's not that as personal as or as imposing as a church pastor, because it's like a client. It gives everyone the chance to, if they want to leave being my client, they can. But bottom line, I'm saying that I'd be a spiritual doctor for people who agree with my beliefs essentially and want me to be their doctor. And all the people who are my clients, we would all be brothers and hang out under the bias that I'm arranging and coordinating our get-togethers and just whatnot. And I believe as a result of unity, oneness, connectivity, consciousness, that the pain humanity experiences is felt by everyone. And even the happiest people with the most available resources must contend and ponder on global issues such as food shortages and personal issues such as being in control of sexual desires, so that there will be peace for all. Remember my theory that I believe all suffering is simply a result of people not focusing on themselves and their search for a soulmate, or and focusing on other things such as having short-term relationships, etc. Because once you're done, you've got to start with you first before, for instance, helping to feed somebody in Africa. You know, you, I mean, maybe it's a good idea to be charitable in different ways. I admit, but you know, if you don't not taking care of your own family first, feeding yourself and your say your wife and children, then you know how can how could you help somebody else out before helping them out? Now, kids like to build things and play. As adults, let's concentrate on our creative pursuits to build a society free of pain and conducive to a sacredness of people preparing and uniting with their soulmates. Imagine the energy of truly being with somebody who is a good match for you. Imagine that. Just for a second here. Breathe that in, breathe that out, and now guess what? I am the one single entity who is all that is, and that is why everything will most likely come to pass. Now, brilliant white light that I am, I can't assume to know what I, God, will do, but that's the pleasant surprise. But I can certainly guess that I didn't make, these beings just for fun, but I made them to have the polarity, dynamic of being separated, and then being back together. Alright, what else here? I already have a wife, I believe, and she is always with me, beyond time, because I am God. In other words, even though it may look like I'm not God in this body, me visualizing the light work, etc., that makes it possible for me to actually enjoy the physical dimension and have a realistic goal of preparing for my soulmate, um, which only I, God, know how to do. You see, this is what I'm doing. This is it's avant-garde. It's unprecedented. I feel like I've discovered what God is, and that I am God, and that somehow the human mind couldn't find a soulmate for John. I couldn't use my mind to, you know, decide what would be a perfect match for me. It's only a God that can do it, only me. All right, so do others agree with me? Is this what I need to affirm my beliefs, or do I simply need to repeat and focus on my beliefs and uplift myself using the power of words? What I'm trying to say is, you may think that you can joke around all day and just talk about whatever you want, watch TV, whatever, and you may not. These words may not necessarily have an effect or programming or subliminally inform your subconscious mind, but you know, I believe they do. Even if it seems like a casual thing, I don't believe it is. Take it seriously. Repeat some of the words I say, or whatever you like. Program yourself. Religious rituals like light work and these positive affirmations are ultimately individualistic. They're only for one person and their spouse. I'll leave you with that, and we'll do a quick light work, session here. So bring your hands up in front of you and look at them, and imagine there's a brilliant sphere. Rather, imagine there's a brilliant streak of bright white laser light coming through your room, just going all the way through. Now put your hands into it like it's a waterfall, and bring that brilliant white sphere of light out of it. Wow. And now bring it into your heart. Brilliant. And now that it's activated you, take your hands like this. Imagine the bright laser lights coming out of your fingers, and just beam around your body. Watch that brilliant white light just stream through. It's like a bright flashlight on your legs. Brilliant white. Just beam your chest, Brilliant. Look at that. Imagine you're like in some other realm or in space, and it's really easy to concentrate. Now beam the room around you. Brilliant white light. Just see that flashlight spotlight of light all around you. And now imagine the person you think might be your soulmate. Everyone, I believe, has one at any given time. And just see that person smiling and holding a brilliant sphere of white light, and let go, because we never know if that person really is the one. But just try and look for signals, be subtle and respectful. Prince and Princess. Aloha.